Proverbs 12:2. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachahak Radash. Double honors to the elder apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, for teaching this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, and peace and salutations to the sincere Akim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. To you I say Shalom. My name is Palath Yaira, and Proverbs 12:2 so goes right into these wicked devices that Esau, Edom, is trying to, manifest and make a dominant factor here, in Babylon and across the world, by ushering in their digital system, by ushering in these wicked devices, whether it's a brain chip, RFID payment chip, whether it's total surveillance of its people, trying to have total control over its citizens, the mass murders that these people commit in order to lower the population to their desired number, which is about 500 million. Right now, the globe is somewhere around between 8 and 9 billion people. And they want to reduce that number. So they, they come with all sorts of different wicked devices, whether it's man-made diseases, man-made catastrophes. But their whole goal is to lower the population so they can usher in their digital system. That's all, that's pretty much part of the ushering in of the digital system, is lowering that number of the world's populace. So I have a video, and it's showing how these Australian Edomites are developing their own brand when it comes to brain chips. So I'll go ahead and deliver fair use. This is all in fair use, not to make a profit, not to make income off of these videos. My page is not monetized. It's only for the edification, education purposes.
Intelligence runs on silicon chips. But what if computers could use actual human brain cells instead? Now, that's the question researchers in Australia are trying to answer with a new type of biological computer that combines living human neurons with traditional computing hardware. The technology has already been trained to play video games, including Doom, but researchers say its potential applications could extend far beyond gaming into healthcare, drug discovery, and machine learning. Here's the story.
Australian researchers have developed a biological computer that uses living human brain cells grown on a silicon chip. The technology has been created by a biotech company, Cortical Labs, which is studying how human neurons can be integrated with computing systems. These so-called biological computers contain around 200,000 living human brain cells. The cells are grown from stem cells derived from blood donations and are connected to a specialized computer chip known as CL1.
The CL1 system interfaces biology and silicon computing using electricity as a shared language. We pattern that electricity to input information into the cultures and then decode the electrical activity of these neural cells to try and get an answer.
Researchers have now trained these brain cells to play the classic 1990s first-person shooter game, Doom. The experiment follows earlier tests where the same technology was trained to play the simple game Pong. In Doom, the neurons are exposed to a much more complex digital environment that requires exploration, movement, and targeting. Initially, the cells performed like a beginner player, struggling to understand the game environment. Over time, researchers observed the neurons adapting to the digital stimuli and improving their responses.
It's how Australia
The cells started moving through the game world more effectively and were able to target enemies more regularly.
Where humans
There's a range of tasks that we've explored, everything from classic Pong to people now doing Doom and Pokemon, even interfacing them with LLMs. But to me, as a scientist, the most remarkable thing is to see the beauty of these biological structures able to reorganize themselves and show a rudimentary form of intelligence with such simple structures and yet with such powerful results.
The different programming.
To make this possible, researchers converted the game environment into patterns of electrical signals that the brain cells could understand. When different events occur inside the game, such as an enemy appearing, electrical signals are sent to the neurons through electrodes on the chip.
Where they want to merge man with machine.
Tiny little chip to the computer, connected via these electrodes, and then a programmer can never even have to look at these
over the people
from the cloud and do some Python code and program them and send in electrical currents and see how they respond, and if you can actually teach them to play games like we've shown,
with
or
this human
learn other types of tasks
using
and do some cool
cells
computation
and
that
merging
way.
them with computers.
Different patterns of neuron activity can produce actions such as moving left, moving right, or firing a weapon.
They're putting you.
The research team uses this data to adjust input signals and train the cells to respond more effectively. The experiment shows that biological neural systems can learn from real-time feedback and complete goal-based tasks.
Our neural cultures have been explored for a variety of tasks, including robotics, real-time learning tasks that are similar to AI, as well as healthcare, medicine, disease modeling, drug screening, and even personalized
AI is formed,
The CL1 chip is not designed only for gaming experiments. Cortical Lab says that the same technology could be used in areas such as drug testing, disease modeling, healthcare research, and machine learning systems. Unlike traditional artificial intelligence systems that run on silicon chips, biological computing uses living neural networks that function in a way inspired by the human brain.
The funny thing about it all
the
is
signal comes from the computer,
they think they're doing this on
internet,
their own accord.
through this Ethernet cable.
They think they're coming up with these bright ideas,
which is hidden underneath here.
But according to Proverbs 20 and 24,
the activity
man's
from the
goings
cells
is of the Lord,
goes from the
Yahweh,
computer to the device, back to the computer, and back to
how can a man then
the
understand
internet to
his
your
own way?
other computer, which
So
is where you did your
all
coding,
these things that
which
we
is where we
see
see the
happening,
activity, all those really cool things.
whether it's on the
people are
left-hand
accessing
side
these
of
devices
the
from all over the world.
the Most
right
High
now,
on the right-hand
live
side.
via
It's all
Cortical
controlled
Cloud,
by
which
the
is
Most High Yahweh,
pretty cool.
Hashem Yahweh Shai. So these guys, so
Researchers
these
say the
people are only
human
doing
brain
the
can
Lord's
operate
work,
with extremely low energy consumption. The
Further
brain
in his
uses
anger,
around 20 watts of power, while modern
Because
computing
these people
systems
create their
require
own
far
idols.
more energy for complex
They
tasks.
create their own
Scientists are exploring whether biological
own
computers could
deities,
eventually offer more efficient
and
ways of processing information.
this is just another.
However, the technology is still in an early
version of that.
stage. The cells have a lifespan of around 6 months and currently cannot
So we
produce
witnessing
consistent programmable results
we truly
like
witnessing the
conventional
downfall
computers.
of Esau Edom.
Researchers say that the goal is not to replace
they just can't
artificial
help themselves
intelligence,
because
but to
the Lord
develop
put
a
that
different
spirit on
type of
them to do
computing
so,
system that
to
uses the
create
learning
these
abilities
things.
of biological cells.
He gave them the technology. He gave them, that influence to create these things. But it's all in the guise. The funny thing about it is, they come at you with these different farces, different guises. Like we trying to better humans. We trying to better the human race. We trying to we create a better health type of situation for you. We can increase better health care. We can give you longevity. So you don't have to. You could live longer. You won't die at 90. But if you allow us to merge you with machine, or merge machine with you, you could possibly live to 150, 200 years old. That's the folly of Esau, man. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. So, man, these people just lie, man, because it's all about having total control over you. Once you allow them to merge you with machine, it doesn't matter what way it happens. Once you allow them to merge you with machine, man, you are no longer the property of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You are now a product of these Edomites, and their whole thing is to be like, the Most High. They want the people to look at them as their God, that they have the all knowing of knowledge. They can forecast this and they can prevent that, make you stronger. But these people are liars, and they've proven themselves unworthy to rule, because they go against all things that the Most High tells you to do. They do everything that the Most High tells you not to do, and they big themselves up. They pat themselves on the back, pound them, pound their chests in what they will call a victory. But all they do is lie, man. And at the end of the day, the Most High gonna take them out. And we're witnessing that on a daily basis. We're watching this. We're watching Edom's empire crumble here in Babylon and across the globe. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And you see all you know what I'm saying? Everybody's unhappy, man. The mirth is gone. The joy of this man's wicked kingdom is over, man. And they see it. They're normal. They're low level Edomites. They crash out on a daily basis now. They on the same level as what you would call a poor nigga. You know what I'm saying? They're on the same levels, man. They find it harder to keep up. They can't maintain their standard of living, because these top level Edomites, from the elite bankers on down to your Fortune 500 companies, these CEOs, these top wicked elite, these owners of these central banks, they're putting everybody under the squeeze, even their own people. So this is showing you how they are physicians of no value. They don't even care about their own people. They only care about what they have and how they can maintain their status and build on that and become even more quote unquote superior. So you're watching the people mourn. You're watching this place slowly crumble. So, they're all about, their technocracy. We're watching them build technological monsters, tech-driven abominations. That's what we're watching them build, They want to subdue the people and have total surveillance over you, how you move, what you purchase, your goings and comings, They want to make you a perpetual slave, And once they can issue out, this new world system, you will now be their property, on all levels. Because now if you don't comply, man, they could just shut you down. They could just shut you off. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? The way they describe this, this type of technology where they want to merge human stem cells and into chips, you know, you could probably create a whole race of people that's just they fleshy, they bleed, but they're all programmed, you know. So if you had any doubts who the wicked is, you know, these type of technologies, the things they talk about, you should have no doubt that Esau, Edom is the wicked, is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you know. Outside of Moab, you know, the so-called Chinese, Esau's wickedness, you know, is unmatched, you know. Moab is just as wicked, you know. The Lord said he was going to use Moab as his wash pot, you know, meaning he's going to use Moab, so-called Chinese, you know what I'm saying, to push Esau's hand, to make Esau more desperate in controlling, you know, this technology and bringing forth the system, bringing forth that digital system. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called power, or that is worshipped, so that he as power sit in the temple of power, showing himself that he is power. You know, so he's trying to show himself as the Most High. He's trying to pervade himself as the Most High. He's trying to give the people a strong delusion, you know, and that's what the Most High does. That's what Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai does. Most High controls the goings of man. Is said in the scriptures that he controls how man moves. He controls your thoughts, your whereabouts, your goings and comings. And this is what Esau Edom is trying to do. You know, he's actually trying to get his birthright back. But that ain't gonna happen, man. It's already written. See, that's the delusion of an Edomite. That's the delusion of these people. They think they can offset prophecy. But this is why the Lord is gonna hit this place with all sorts of plagues. You know, he's gonna hit this place hard like he hit Egypt, and you see it already happening because he's hardening these Edomites' hearts, that they keep going forward with their agenda. They can't stop, even if they wanted to. They can't stop. The Lord is going to destroy these people, and they're going to destroy 2/3 of our people who don't align themselves with the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You align yourself with these people, these devils. You align yourself with everything of this world, and you don't make time for the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You don't consider. You don't do enough learning. You don't do enough studying. But also, man's going is of the Lord. So the Lord got you in this state of mind. The Lord going to keep you in that state of mind. And he's going to, you know, he's going to make an example out of Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations who's here in Babylon. And he's going to make an example out of 2/3 of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And, you know, the scattered Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth. He's going to make an example out of all these people here in Babylon. And, you know, it's going to be televised, man. The world going to see it. The world's going to see that it's going to see the Lord's name magnified. They're going to see how he comes with his anger via nuclear destruction, World War III, those nuclear warheads, and the chariots with his host of angels. They're going to do this place severely dirty for all their treachery. This is Obadiah 1:6. How are the things that Esau searched out? How is his hidden things sought up? And it's sought up through this, you know, it's sought out and sought up through this internet. You know, it's searched out through the scriptures. You know, the scriptures tell you who this man is, who these people are. Whether you have the eye salve to see it or not, these scriptures tell you who the wicked is and how they move. You know, there's an account of these heathen nations and how they move. You know, this is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. So all these, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time, man. The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah is going to work a magnificent work here. You know, there's going to be no doubt who he is when he make himself manifest. You know, our job is to continue to study, continue to pray to the Most High to destroy this place the same way we did in Egypt. Our job is to continuously hit this place with curses, man. Pray for the destruction of this place, because this is not our rest, man. This is not our kingdom. This is not our heaven. You know, this is Esau's kingdom, because he's in the rulership seat. You know, but the Lord said that Israel have an everlasting salvation, man, and our kingdom is soon to come. And our job is to help usher that in by making his name manifest, you know, by exalting his name, you know, magnifying his name. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And we're watching all these different unrighteous decrees, man. Every day is some weird ass, you know, policy, some weird ass law being pushed. Babylon is truly the land of confusion. You know, you got people's minds going this way, going that way, going up and down and all around. But only a select few, man. The Lord's remnant is going to focus on him, you know, and his coming out, you know, and his visiting of this place. So that's what our job is, man, is to basically just usher in the kingdom of heaven by continuously, you know, praying to the Most High just to take this place out. Because all these different laws and policies and, you know, these different governmental entities that's here, you know, to persecute Jake, man. It's time to get up out of here, man. It's time to go home. And the only way that's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying, is by doing our job. The same way we did in Egypt. We gotta call upon the name, we gotta meditate on his name, we gotta continuously pray, continually preach this word. You gotta be one wicked ass person, man, to actually want to merge a man with machine, man. That's an unrighteous decree right there, man. And and like we all know that it's all about total control, man. Esau not happy unless he's destroying something, unless he can show his dominance over something or someone. This is Proverbs 12:13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. So all these different videos, man, you know, they telling you exactly what they want to do, man. They telling you exactly how they want to manipulate the people, how they want to control the people, how they want to control all aspects of your life, you know. But the Lord said, man, that he's going to deliver his elect, man. He made certain promises, you know what I'm saying, to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. And the prophets of old warned the people, and they didn't listen. The prophets of today, the men of great millstone, GMS, they're warning the people. And of course, they're not listening. But the elect, the Lord's remnant, they will take heed to these things, man. They will hear the word and take heed and do and they're gonna do what's expected of them, in these last days and times, man. This is Psalm 73, verse 7 and 8. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt, and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. And that's exactly what these heathens do, man. Starting with Esau. They have all the money in the world. They have all the resources. They have all the resources that they can possibly, use in a lifetime. But yet they want more. They don't care about who they oppress. If you look at China right now, man, China already implemented a lot of their digital system. In Shanghai, they have a whole surveillance system that watches their people. You can't fart without them knowing it, So their whole thing is to survey the people, man, and they pushing forth with their technology. And this is why the Lord said he was going to use Moab as his wash pot. Because now you're going to have Esau, Edom, and all these, all these different areas where they control. They're trying to push forth their digital system. The only reason why it hasn't hit here in Babylon so hard yet is because you're going to get that backlash from them low-level Edomites, which are pure savages in all their doings, So you're gonna get that pushback, and that's the only reason why it hasn't, hit hard in Babylon yet. But it's coming, Whatever false flag event they're gonna have, whatever false flag event they push forward, it's all in efforts to push forth this digital system. And they brag about it, man. You may not recognize it because they put it in such terms where it sounds like, well, we're doing it for your own safety. We're doing it for you. But it's all for themselves, man. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So the Lord is going to destroy these people for their wickedness, man. For the outright abuse to his chosen people, which is not those tiny tops, them small hats that's hijacked the land. That's just another faction of Esau, Edom. That's Amalek, and scriptures speak on Amalek being the head of the Edomites, which they are. These are your top wicked elite bankers. These are the ones that control these central banks. These are the ones that control and make money through their production of these different banknotes. So these are the people that keep the world in a perpetual slavery, but they're just gonna push it a little bit further, man, where they can control you in all aspects of your life. So with their technology, man, they coming in saying that it's gonna be they can produce miracles, man. They're making people who are paraplegic, can't talk, can't walk. They're allowing them to move. They're allowing them to move in the world again. To say, they're allowing them to integrate themselves with computers, where they can play video games with their mind. Do different computing operations on the computer with their mind. Eventually, it'll come to a point where it'll physically enhance them. But it's all in a farce. It's all a lie, man. Because all these things come with drawbacks. You got pros and you got cons. And your body being exposed to all this electromagnetic energy is not a good thing. So yeah, you're able to produce or interact with society through computing, but it's all at a price. None of these things come without a consequence, But the Lord is fixed to destroy this place, man. And it's coming, man. And if you can't see the writing on the wall and you don't come back to our true living power, which is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and that's for, the elect of Israel. These messages are, pretty much for the elect of the Israel. Scriptures say to teach, you got to teach, and hopefully the elect will hear it, and accept the word and do what's necessary in order to solidify their salvation. Because 2/3 of Israel is projected to face that fire here in the here in Babylon. They have to be reborn and again in the kingdom. They have to be purified here. So I hope this message has reached the ears it's supposed to reach. With that, I'd like to give all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechahak Radash, Abad Bobo.